Okay, good evening. I hope you can all hear me.
Yes,
Good
you are
evening,
audible.
madam.
Okay, thank you very much. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this exciting webinar organized by Negos Hub under the theme Start Right, Empowering Young Minds for a Resilient Tomorrow. My name is Angela Pia-Ishen, and I am honored to be your moderator for today's program. I'll guide us through this impactful event as we explore ways to empower young minds to build a resilient future. But before that, I would want to remind you all to mute your microphones immediately upon joining the meeting to avoid any background noise or distraction. Also, if you need to speak or if you want to ask a question, kindly unmute yourself at the appropriate time or use the chat feature to communicate. Thank you very much. But while we are waiting for more participants to join, I would want all of us to get interactive. Before that, I want you to share the link you received to join this meeting to all your friends, all your colleagues, and your bosses, everyone you would know of. Kindly share the link to them so they can benefit from this meeting or session. Thank you. Please, can we have the link in the chat box so they can share to their colleagues and friends? Okay, so as we are still waiting for more participants to join, let's get interactive. I know most of us here have been a part of Negos Hub's journey and would like to hear your experiences so far. So kindly use the chat box or raise your hand if you want to use the microphone to share how Negos Hub has impacted you personally or even professionally. Hello, I hope you all heard me.
Yes, please, we did.
Yeah, so if you're hearing me, I want to see your emojis in the chat box, please. Let's get interactive. It's time. Hello. Or you are still sharing the links to your friends. Okay, I love to see that. Okay, I can see Mumuni Ilyasu, I can see Yaya Nasiru, I can see Wahid, I can see Abubakar Nasiru, I can see Abednego Hurain, and I'm still waiting for more. But please don't forget to mute your microphones immediately upon joining the meeting to avoid any background noise or distractions. Thank you very much. If you need to speak or if you want to ask a question, kindly unmute yourself at the appropriate time, or you can even use the chat feature to communicate. I love how you are sending in all of your emojis. Thank you so much. I can see Enoch, I can see Regina Siama, I can see William Sprempe, I can also see Clifford Esiedubochi. And don't forget to share the link to your friends and colleagues, whoever that you think needs to benefit from this session, kindly share to them. Okay, Aaron is saying, this is my first experience of Negos Hub, and I know you are going to enjoy on your first experience. So kindly invite your friends to join as well. Okay, so is there anyone who would want to share their experience with us, or you are all first timers? Hello, can you hear me, please?
Yes, please.
Or I need to call names. Okay, Enoch Besabro is also a first timer. Jonas Malm is also a first timer. Joshua is also a first timer. Wow, that's amazing. And I'm happy to have you all here. I hope and I know you are going to have a very good time doing your first experience. That's a promise. Okay, okay. Okay, Joshua is not a first timer. Okay, so can you please share with us your experience so far? I know I went off for a while, but I know we've had a lot of inspiring sessions. And if you would want to share your experience with us, kindly let me know. Joshua. Okay, Abubakar Naziru is also a first timer. That's so nice. Since Joshua doesn't want to talk, I would want to invite any of the first timers to. Okay, Joshua, kindly unmute yourself and share with us.
Okay, so please, my name is Joshua Chetia, a third year student of the University of Mines and Technology, offering mechanical engineering. Okay, so I've joined quite numerous of the webinars being had, but the one I really enjoyed most was the AI webinar. And I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot about AI because I have much passion about AI, and I really enjoyed it a lot. It was very
Wow,
nice, very interactive, I must say.
that's so nice. Thank you very much for sharing. And I hope you keep sharing the link to your friends who would also be interested and you would want them to benefit from this inspiring session. Thank you so much, Joshua. And do you have anything to tell the first timers? What should they expect? Hello, Joshua, can you hear me? Okay. I think Joshua went off. So I don't know if any of the first timers would want to share with us their expectations at the end of the program. And how did you get to know about Negos Hub? Please tell us. We want to know. Let me call Aaron Oforidonko. Can you please share with us your expectations at the end of today's session? And how did you get to know about Negos Hub?
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity to share my perspective and my hopes for this session and how I came about this interesting webinar. So some time ago, I was just surfing the internet, and Miss Angela Shon had posted it on her status. So I decided to sign up for it since webinars are like free rivers of knowledge, just to tap in and enjoy the session as well. So yeah, that's how come I stumbled upon Negos Hub. And about my expectations for this session, I hope for nothing but the best, a very insightful session. And I look forward to connecting with other people as well. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Aaron. Thank you so much.
You're
And
welcome.
yes, I can assure you are going to have the best. Your expectations are going to be met. That's one thing I can assure you. Yes, so Yahaya Naziru is saying that he hasn't been active for this club since he joined, but I can assure you all that this time around it is going to be more fire. Yes. So I think we should learn one thing from what Aaron shared. I shared the link for one of the sessions on my status and then he got to know about it. The lesson here is share the link on all your social media platforms. There is one person out there watching, there is one person out there about to view your story or your status who would want to be part of this impactful session. So let's take a few minutes off, quickly go to your Instagram story, quickly go to your WhatsApp status, and then share the link and come back. Thank you very much. In no time, we'll be starting, but please remember to mute your microphones immediately upon joining the meeting to avoid any background distractions. And then also, if you need to speak or if you want to ask a question, there will be time for questions and answers, but kindly unmute yourself only and only at the appropriate time, or use the chat feature like we've just started with to communicate. Thank you. So, okay, we are also live on YouTube, www.youtube.com/live. I think the link has been shared in the chat box, so you can share it as well. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Negos Hub. Okay, so in no time we'll be starting. And before that, I want to tell you something exciting. Today, I know Negos Hub is going to do a giveaway to first timers, old timers, everyone here. Negos Hub is going to do a giveaway. There is only one tip I'm going to give you. Be attentive and take notes. Be attentive and take notes. And at the end, the right person would receive the most amazing prize we have today. Thank you very much. So finally, do we still have people who would want to share with us what they want to achieve by the end of today's webinar? If there is anyone, kindly let me know. You can raise your hand or you can even type and then I'll read it out for you because we'll be starting very, very soon. Okay, so Yaya, can you also share with us why you've not been active since you joined? Is there any problem? Because at Negos Hub we care, and yes, we do follow up. So we want to know what was your reason?
This is not really that much, but it was because of network issue. But right now, I can assure you that this time around, the network issue is not going to bother me again. Thank you.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you very much. And I'm so sorry you missed out on the amazing sessions due to network. We are very sorry. And you are welcome back. You're welcome back. Thank you. Please do not forget to mute your microphones immediately upon joining the meeting. And then if you need to speak or ask a question, kindly unmute yourself at the appropriate time. At the appropriate time only, or you can use the chat feature just like we've started. So ladies and gentlemen, while we have enjoyed those experiences, I would want you for the last time to flood the chat box with your favorite emoji to keep the energy high, and then we would kickstart the event very soon. Thank you. I want to see the emojis for the last time, and then we are good to go. Wow, I love that. I can see you all excited. Wow. That's so nice. That's so nice. Okay, it tells me you are ready. So thank you all for sharing. And it's amazing to see the positive impact Negos Hub has had and the excitement for today's session. So officially, let's kick off the program. To start, I would like to invite Ms. Francisca to lead us in the opening prayer. I don't know if Ms. Francisca is around. Hello, Ms. Francisca.
Hello, please, I'm around.
Okay, thank you very much. So please, the virtual floor is yours.
Okay. Okay, then, please, you are praying. Yeah. So, our Heavenly Father, we thank you for granting us today. Lord, we thank you for your protection and guidance. Lord, as we're about to commence this program, Lord, I pray you help everyone so that everyone's expectation will be granted. Lord, this and many more, we ask from you through Jesus Christ, your Son. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Ms. Francisca, for the inspiring prayer.
You're
Now,
welcome.
to set the tone for today's session, I'd like to invite Mr. Abednego Ihure. He is the founder of Negos Hub, and by God's grace, he's been the reason we've been having these amazing experiences. But I would want him to share with us the purpose of today's meeting. Even though we have all seen the flyers out there, and just like some of you copied the link to share on your stories, your status, I know some people just joined by tapping the link. So Mr. Abednego Hurin, if you can hear me, I would want you to share with us the purpose of today's meeting. Mr. Abednego,
Okay,
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, hello.
I hope I'm
Oh, we are
audible.
seeing Mr. Abednego today. That's so nice.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Angela. Thank you so much. So the purpose of today's gathering is to learn, unlearn, and relearn from our seasoned speakers. And so I entreat everyone to leverage this opportunity and paying attention to whatever will be shared today. And let us try as much as possible to apply the insights that would be shared and also let's practice them. Thank you all for joining today's session. Have a good day. Yeah, and have a good time. Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Thank
Angie,
you
take over.
so much, Mr. Abednego, for your insightful introduction to today's program. And we are happy to see you too. So if you are here
All
and you
right.
don't know the founder of Negos Hub, he is the one. This is Mr. Abednego Hurain, the big brain behind Negos Hub. Thank
Hey,
you so much.
Angie,
Okay.
thank you.
I think I'm still not convinced with the numbers we have today. So let's take a short break quickly. Please tap on the link, copy the link, go back to your WhatsApp status, go back to your Instagram story, and then share it to your friends. Go directly into your friends' messages, your bosses, whoever that you think would benefit from this inspiring session. Kindly share the link with them. That is it. And we are also live on YouTube. The link is also available in the chat box. Yeah, the one who knows road. That's very true. Okay. So while we are doing that, let's take a short break and then we kickstart today's program. So before we introduce our speakers, we want to take a moment to spotlight something very exciting, the Negos Hub virtual space. That is where our conference or our session is taking off today. So the Negos Hub offers an innovative digital platform designed to host your meetings, conferences, webinars, and other virtual events seamlessly, just like we are having now. Whether you are planning on a professional gathering, a team brainstorming session, or a large-scale event, then our virtual space provides you with the tools and flexibility to make it a success. Take advantage of our user-friendly interface, customizable features, and top-notch support to bring your vision to life in the digital world. For inquiries or to book our virtual space for your next event, feel free to reach out to us on the contacts displayed on your screen. Thank you very much for your attention. Now let us proceed. Our first speaker. Yes, please share the link, share the link, share the link. Just like you've been sharing the links to, for our prayer meetings, please do same. Share the link, share the link. Thank you very much. I don't know if, yes, I think our first speaker is here. So quickly, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our first speaker, Miss Mariam Majid. Miss Mariam Majid is a seasoned brand strategist specializing in helping startups navigate the complex landscape of marketing and communication. Her expertise extends beyond branding to encompass broader strategies that drive business growth and success. Mariam holds a master's degree in international relations and diplomacy from GIMPA, a master's degree in brands and communication management, and a bachelor's of arts in public relations from the University of Professional Studies. This robust educational foundation underpins her expertise in navigating complex strategic landscapes. As a director of projects and operations at Alliance Women Development Global, Mariam played a key role in launching the masterclass for women in business, themed Brand Right, and serves as the vice president of the ALWAD network. Her passion for women's empowerment and mindset development has driven her to mentor young women on personal branding and growth. This dedication culminated in the creation of the Awaken Your Inner Goddess training program designed to inspire young ladies to challenge the status quo and realize their fullest potential, standing of ethical principles. The objectives of her presentation are to help participants have a shift in mindset, improve personal branding, and overall development. She will share her insights for the next 30 minutes. But before that, I am still not convinced with the numbers. That is Miss Mariam for us, and I'm really impressed with her profile. She will be sharing tips on how to improve personal branding. This is something everyone needs. You don't have to miss out. So please quickly tap on the link and then share it for the last time before we hand over the virtual space to Miss Mariam to deliver. Thank you very much. Miss Mariam, are you here? Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, good evening. Yeah, I can hear you. I hope
Okay,
I'm
thank you very
audible.
much. Yes, please, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction, and I want to extend my whole gratitude to Abednego, right, and the whole team for having me here tonight to help share my insights on personal branding and mindset development.
Hello, Miss Mariam, can you hear us?
Yes, please. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, please, we can hear you.
Okay. So do I just go ahead with my presentation? Hello?
Hello, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
So
Kindly
I'm
go
asking.
ahead.
Okay, sure. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
but please, you know Miss Mariam is already starting, so kindly mute your microphones so you do not interrupt with her session. Thank you very much. And don't forget, quickly share. We don't want anyone to miss out on this particular session. You heard her profile and she has so much for us. So please share the link. Thank you very much. Miss Marian, over to you.
Okay, so thank you so much once again. And I would like everyone to be attentive as I do not have the PowerPoint presentation. I want to first take you through the outline for today's session before we delve into it. So I'm going to speak about mindset shift, the power of having a mindset, a positive mindset, sorry, and then how it impacts you to develop a personal brand. Two, we are also going to look at the elements of strong personal branding. And then we move on to actionable steps to developing a strong brand. That is really, really important. And then to the conclusion. I realized that I have just 30 minutes, so I have to do this as fast and as quickly as I can. So first, am I allowed to ask questions, please? I usually prefer an interactive session. Okay, so
yes, we love that.
When we talk about personal branding or when we say a personal brand, how do you understand it? Anyone, moderator, you can just call upon anyone to answer that question.
Okay. So if you have any idea of the question that she has put across, kindly put your answers in the chat box and then I'll read them very loud to our hearing. Thank you very much.
Okay, so as we wait for the answers, one thing I would like to say is I know that when we talk about personal branding or when people hear or see the term personal branding, they think it has to do with going to the studio to take pictures, is only for celebrities. No, everyone needs a personal brand. And fun fact, whether you decide to develop a personal brand or build a brand or not, you still have a brand. Because wherever you are, people will have perceptions about you. Now, why do you need to build a brand? You need to build a personal brand so you can control the narrative. Because if you do not build a personal brand to control the narrative, people will still build a brand for you, and you definitely are not going to like it. So you need to build a personal brand. It is really, really important. Also, having a personal brand, what does it do for you? It has an impact on your mindset, and it also opens lots of opportunities for you. We are going to discuss all of that today.
Okay, so now Miss Mariam, I think we have a few answers here. So okay. Emmanuel Aboga is saying personal branding is what makes someone's personality and what he or she does. And then Enoch Besabro is also saying branding deals with how you spec what you are doing. I hope we have more. But if you would want to talk, kindly let us know by raising your hand.
I really do not get what Enoch means by branding deals with how you speak what you're doing. But okay, let me move on. So today, the objective of my presentation is to talk about the mindset shift, how to improve your personal branding or how to develop personal brand. When I say how to improve your personal branding, it means rebranding. Some of you have already started developing personal brands, but trust me, you need to rebrand. I have been there, and I'll take you through the process of doing this. And also, in general, we are going to talk about personal development, because with personal development, you need to have all of these. You have to have a personal brand, you need to have a very positive and growth mindset in order to achieve this thing we call personal development. You don't just get up and say you're doing personal development. There are a lot of things that come with it. So let's go into the first part, which is mindset shift. A minute. I've spoken a lot about having a personal brand, and I said it is important for you to have a personal brand because it shapes how people perceive you and it opens doors and opportunities for you. Now, why is it very important? One, it has an impact on your mindset because when you have a personal brand, it pushes you to reflect on your unique strengths, your values, and your purpose in life. That's why initially I said personal branding is not all about photo shoots. There are people with great personal brands, but you don't see them posting studio pictures or you don't see them posting highly professional pictures because their brand does not align with that. Imagine being maybe you're into music or you're a photographer, you're into art. And because you see Mariam Majid, who is professional going to studio or having highly professional photo shoots, you think that you also want to build a brand, so you have to go to the studio to take pictures. Meanwhile, it doesn't even align with what you do. It doesn't align with your purpose. So yes, I repeat again, personal branding is not just for celebrities, and also it is not all about going to the studio to take pictures. Two, it fosters self-confidence and clarity, and it allows you to overcome doubts and embrace a growth mindset. When you have a personal brand, because you know you, unless you are faking it, but personal branding, anytime I preach personal branding, I talk about authenticity. You need to be authentic. It is not about you trying to fake a persona, but it's about you letting people understand that you are also human. You have your weaknesses, you have your strengths, there are values and everything. You don't necessarily have to be on social media and portray a certain lifestyle or act as though you are B when in fact you are A, or act as though you are C when in fact you are B. You don't do that. So with personal branding, please, it is not about you faking life, trying to look good, going to put on your bio or your profile that you're a public speaker when you know you are not a public speaker. Putting out there that you're a brand strategist when you know you are not a brand strategist. Putting it out there that maybe you are a personal branding coach when in fact you know you are not. That is not what you do. But because you see people doing it on social media, especially LinkedIn, because when we talk about personal branding and developments, obviously most people do it on LinkedIn. You see everyone on LinkedIn saying they are a LinkedIn coach. So you just come on LinkedIn instead of to focus on finding that unique thing that God has given to you. Focus on finding what you can actually do best and or better. You just want to join the masses. And that is where the problem comes in. You don't do that. You just need to find your purpose, embrace your values. Trust me, when you do this, the confidence will come. The clarity will come because now you have found your why. The why is really important. When I say your why, I mean you need to understand why you are doing certain things. I want to become, let's say, let me just give an example. If I want to become a PhD student or Oh, I want to have a PhD in the next 5 years. I need to know why I want to do it. If I don't have a strong why, then probably I'm just following the masses or I'm just doing it for the beauty of it. I need to know why I want to achieve this goal. Trust me, when you have this, it will take you far. It would always guide you through the journey of whatever you are doing. Also, a strong brand encourages intentionality in how you live and present yourself. If you know you have a brand and you have a reputation to keep, trust me, you'll be very cautious. You will be intentional about how you live your life. You'll be intentional about your growth because people are upscaling, darlings. The world keeps evolving. Now everyone is doing AI, AI. I'm not saying you should go and join the AI train. I am not into AI. I know how to use AI very much, but that doesn't mean I should go and join the AI train and say I am an AI coach or something just because people are doing it. But what I'm saying is that the world has evolved. 20 years ago, all these devices that we have now and everything we do were not available. So you realize that the world keeps evolving, and if you don't keep learning and upscaling, by the time you realize, you'll be left behind. So when you have a personal brand, it also helps you to be intentional with your growth. 2, it opens a lot of doors for you. When I say it opens a lot of doors, I mean it brings you a lot of opportunities. Having a personal brand or rebranding and becoming a professional to represent women empowerment, personal branding, and branding in general has actually helped me a lot. Even when I'm absent, even if I'm not online, I decide not to post on social media for a week. People still remember me for what I do. If they are looking for someone to speak on maybe mindset development or branding, of course, even if not everyone mentions my name, people will still mention my name. Some people will mention my name because I have built the brand and that this is what I am known for. Because of personal branding, I work at Stride, but I'm still a freelancer. And with my freelance job, I hardly even apply for roles. I'll just be there and someone will send me, oh, my apply for this, or my job is looking for a brand strategist. So I want you to just apply. I don't go chasing. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't see me going around chasing. The opportunities come because they believe that I can do the work. I have had the opportunity to be on TV3 just because I have a personal brand. I didn't go chasing TV3 people to come and call me. They reached out to me. I've had other radio stations and media houses reach out to me, but sometimes I am unavailable. All because I decided to show up and build a brand. Nobody will notice you if you are seated in the corner of your bedroom, no matter how good you are. You could be the most intelligent girl or lady in your class. You could be the brightest guy in your class. You could be a top mathematician. You can be very good with what you do. Maybe you're an engineer. But if you don't show up, how will we know you? That is why sometimes you see people who deep down, oh, this lady was my classmate and I was so intelligent. I mean, better than she was. But today she is doing so well. Probably it's because the person has a personal brand. With personal branding, you don't really need to be the best student. All you need to do is to be able to show up and then let people know that, hey, this is what I stand for. This is what I can do. No one builds a personal brand on. I have 2 master's degrees. I have very good GPAs, but I didn't build my personal brand on that. I don't come and post my GPA on Instagram or social media, LinkedIn. That is not how I built my brand. So all I'm trying to say is you don't need to be that first class student. You don't even need to be a second class upper student. You don't even need to have a master's. Some people do not even have a first degree. They are not done. They are still in school, but they've been able to build a solid brand. I always tell my mentees that one thing I would say I regret is not starting this, like, is not building a personal brand when I was in uni. But yeah, everything happens for a reason. Because if you started from school, by the time you are done with school, you will not be on LinkedIn chasing people for jobs. Trust me. The opportunities will come your way. And the opportunities that will come your way are not even 9 to 5s. These are mostly online jobs. That gives you the opportunity to work multiple jobs, because if you are working as a freelancer, unless of course you want to do a 9 to 5, like I do a 9 to 5, but I still have other things I do. But if you just don't want a 9 to 5, trust me, you can achieve that goal by just working online for multiple institutions and then getting paid. So if you are still a student, trust me, I would advise you to start now. So by the time you are done with school, you won't be on LinkedIn begging people for jobs or applying back to back and all. People will reach out to you. You're a graphic designer. If I need someone to design for me, I can reach out to you. And once I work with you for the first time, you are good. I will recommend you to all my friends. That's the type of person I am. Unless I wasn't impressed with your work, but if I'm impressed with whatever it is you have done for me, it's not just graphic design, anything else, I will recommend you to everybody that comes to ask me, oh, I need a graphic designer. And that's just how it is. One thing I can tell you is LinkedIn is very, very supportive. The community you get on LinkedIn, trust me, I have been on social media since I would say like 2013. I have been on Instagram, I have been on X, Snapchat, everywhere, but you cannot compare that support you get on LinkedIn to any other platform. Strangers will support you in whatever you are doing. So please, immediately we are done with this session, all of you should go and start building your personal brand. It is not hard. There are a lot of, I am not a LinkedIn coach, but if you want to do that, there are lots of people on LinkedIn who will actually take you through LinkedIn optimization and all of that. So while you are building your brand, you are also optimizing your LinkedIn profile. And it's really, really helpful. Because when you have a good personal brand, it attracts the right people. I have said this several times. Partnerships, career and business opportunity. Now with partnerships, you'll be there and someone will say, oh, Abednego, I run an NGO, we do maybe women empowerment or youth development or something. I have seen that this is what you are doing and I want to partner with you. Abednego did not go to the person. The person came to him because he has built that brand and now we know that, oh, this is what he is using his platform to do. So it's really, really important. Sometimes you even get overwhelmed. People who have built the brand and, I mean, they are well known for what they do, get overwhelmed with the number of opportunities that come our way. And sometimes we have to refer. There are times that I get opportunities. I am not an MC. I'm not a host, but someone will say, Chinchina, please, I want you to do it. And I'm like, it's not my work, So I'll refer them to someone who is into MCing. That's the beautiful thing about LinkedIn. We always help each other. We always support each other. I'm not even lying. Once you are doing something good, and you don't have to be my friend. I have seen you. I know that, oh, Emanuela is an MC. So if someone is looking for MC and I am not an MC, why do I take it when I know Emanuela can do the job? These are some of the reasons we need you, the young ones, to build your personal brand. It's really, really important. The third point is personal and professional development. In building your personal brand, you keep evolving. You keep trying to improve so you can stay relevant. When I'm mentoring young girls, most of them, I realize that I think their threats, they always talk about competition. And I tell you, you do not really have to see people as competition. Focus on being more valuable. Yes, there are lots of people that are doing what you do, but what makes you stand out? You need to make sure something is making you stand out. So the energy that you are using to focus on your competitors or whoever you are seeing as a competition, use that energy to upskill, use that energy to do something, to improve. If it's you going to learn a skill, imagine me being a brand strategist. A company has come to me for branding. Now they need me to develop a marketing strategy. Then I tell them that, oh, I am a brand strategist, so I don't know about marketing strategy. They will definitely go for a brand strategist who can do all of this and even more. So whichever field you find yourself, you need to make sure that you are learning a lot. I'm not a graphic designer, yes, but in case any brand I'm working with says, oh, we need you to design some a graphic, I can do it. So I'm not saying you should be 100, you should be an expert in it, but every little skill that you know is relevant in your field, you need to learn it. If you're into branding and marketing, at least know how to use analytical tools. know how to design, know how to communicate properly. Like every little thing, you should be able to do it. So when you know this is the kind of person you are, then you do not see anyone as a competition. If they do not pick you, it's because I always say they didn't pick you, they missed the best. Don't see yourself as a failure. They didn't pick you because they missed the best person. Don't say you are not good enough, unless of course you know you are not good enough. If you know you are not good enough, then go and work on yourself. I always tell people to be honest. Honesty is key. You cannot lie to yourself and tell yourself you are a great public speaker when you know you are not. You cannot lie to yourself and tell yourself that, oh, you are the best graphic designer when you know that you have limited yourself to just being a designer. Meanwhile, there are a lot of things that come with graphic, like some of them know how to animate and do a whole lot. So you are just a graphic designer and you expect me to work with you when there are other people who can do a whole lot of other things that have to do with graphic design. It means you know you are not there yet, so you go and work on yourself and back. Having a personal brand, or I'll say your brand, it influences not only how people see you, but how you also see yourself. Trust me, if you have a personal brand and you know you are solid, I said this earlier, the confidence alone is different. When you walk in a room or when you speak, you know that this is the level people put me on. This is the kind of brand that I have built. You do not want people to build a brand for you. Like I said when I began, you need to make sure you control the narrative. You need to let people associate you with what you want to be associated with, not what they want to associate you. Because if you don't build that brand, then you're in trouble, my dear. People will build this for you. So it's either you start building your brand now, or you rebrand, or I don't know. But I would advise you to make sure you have a personal brand. Now we are moving on to the second part. Oh, sorry, I forgot to talk about this. The practical steps for mindset transformation. Okay. This is really, really important. I nearly skipped it. You need to make sure you identify and challenge all limiting beliefs. And when I say all limiting beliefs, I mean all. I know that most people, I don't really know about the guys, but I'm sure you are also human, you have emotions. But I know most young ladies deal with inferiority complex. They have a lot of limiting beliefs. And it's really important that you deal with it. Now, how do we deal with this? Self-reflection. I always advise. You need to sit down and be honest with yourself. I always mention honesty because if you are not honest with yourself and you want to conduct that personal SWOT analysis, you will lie. And if you lie, it means you're doing anything good for yourself. You need to speak the truth. You need to tell yourself, Mariam, I need to work on my public speaking. Angela, if Angela is a graphic designer, she needs to polish her skills. If Edna is a shoemaker girl, maybe she's not putting herself out there so much, or she's not really doing well with branding. Edna has to be honest with herself and tell herself that she needs to work more or put more effort into branding. That is when you are being honest with yourself. I always say this, that I am my own accountability partner, because I have come to understand that if I am not honest with myself enough, how do I expect others to be honest with me? Because if I'm not honest with myself, it means I will not take constructive criticisms lightly. Even if the person is telling me the truth, I'll take it differently, probably get angry or something. So you need to have that self-reflection. Do it tonight before you sleep. Write it down. Write all your limiting beliefs. Okay? Do it today. I beg you. Sometimes you feel, I always call them voices. You hear a voice telling you, I'm not good enough. Maybe you've been invited to speak at an event. A is telling you are not good enough. A is telling you are not good enough. You don't have enough to offer. Reframe that narrative to something positive. So if that voice is telling you you're not good enough, tell that voice, I am good enough. Fight it. You need to always fight the battle in your mind. I have had several experiences. There are days where I have public speaking events, and because I have encouraged myself that I'm going to do so good, I step out there, I do it. And we are all human. There are days where I don't even know what happens. And as I stand there, I get so nervous and it affects me. It affects my presentation. So you need to make sure that you do not let the negative thoughts win, because once you let those negative thoughts win, it's going to affect you in reality. So you need to reframe the narrative, okay? Another thing you can do is to always seek advice. Seeking advice means you are going to ask people who you know will be honest with you and tell you the truth. Oh, Edna, do you think I should work on my public speaking? Edna should be able to tell me, oh, Majid, yes, maybe you speak too fast or something. Or I realize that you are always reading, you don't speak out naturally. She should be able to tell me that. Not her telling me that, oh, you're the best public speaker when she knows that I am not the best public speaker. That is not the kind of person you need to seek evidence or ask for feedback from. The second point is to make sure you are consistent. When I say build a personal brand, I don't mean you should create a LinkedIn profile today, come and post for 1 week, and go disappear and come back and post the next month. We will forget about you. So you need to make sure you are showing up regularly. Once you decide to start, don't stop. I understand that it can be hard sometimes, because myself, when I was building a brand on LinkedIn, I used to come. When I come, I don't understand what is going on the page on LinkedIn, or then I'll run away again. It took a lot of effort. It took consistency. It took me being intentional about my personal development to stay consistent. And now I wake up every day. It's like part of my daily routine. I wake up every morning, I have to post. Unless I am feeling so tired, then I say, now today I don't want to come on social media. But I post almost every day. And you know one thing, because I have that brand, there are people who would always reach on a day that I don't, even if I don't post today, people will text me because they even know my posting time. I post at 7:45. Once it's 8 and they don't see my post, they will send me a message. Sis, I haven't seen your post this morning. Is everything okay? You see how it works? Because they know me to the extent that they even know the time I'll post. So if they don't see my post after 8 a.m., then they feel like, hey, something is wrong. Let me go and check. You need to make sure that you are intentional about your growth. Don't let us speak to you, talk. Don't let Mr. Abednego waste his energy and time and effort in trying to help you all with your personal development. And speakers come speak to you, and at the end of the day, you don't do anything. It's terrible, because what he's doing is actually very great. So you need to do this, not for him, but at the end of the day, when you are bagging the opportunities, some of you even forget that he helped you in a way. And that's fine. He's not looking for you to come and pay him back for what he has done for you. All we want is to make sure that we empower young minds. Now, when I say you should be consistent, I mean when you are building your brand, whatever you are doing, your content creation, posting, networking, learning a skill, you should be consistent in doing all of this. And with time, you will see results. You will not create a LinkedIn page today, next month, you are seeing results. People have been there for 1 year, 2 years. Everyone's journey is different. People have been there for over 2 years and they are yet to see results. But trust me, one day, some of them to just come and in 5 months, they are seeing results. You do not have to compare yourself to another person. You are all different. Once you are consistent, you keep doing whatever you are supposed to do. You join LinkedIn training sessions and all of that. Ebefa, you do not have to give up. This is not the time to give up. Another important point and consistency is to make sure that you stick to your values. You need to stay aligned with your core values and message in all interactions, both online and offline. You do not portray a certain character online and offline, you are different. Or in person, you are different. It means you are being fake. You are creating a fake person. Let people love you for who you are. When I started on LinkedIn, I wasn't a good public speaker. Even now, I don't consider myself a public speaker. Okay. But in the beginning, I was terrible. But did I say no to the opportunities? No. I said yes because I knew what I was looking for. I knew that I had to practice to be better. So that was me honing a skill. And now, even though I do not consider myself as a top class public speaker, I mean, sometimes when I speak, I get the accolades, but I feel like I still have things to learn when it comes to public speaking. So you won't go to my LinkedIn bio and then see public speaker. When me deep down, this is what I feel. No. When I know that I've gotten to that level, then I can come and put public speaker in my bio. And then you should just be this honest with yourself. Stick to your core values. Everyone has personal core values. Stick to that. Your tone, stick to it. Don't come on LinkedIn and try to write like Frimpong or try to write like Mariam because you think Edna Frimpong is a celebrity on LinkedIn. So if you copy her writing style, you also no, it doesn't work that way. And we are able to identify all of this. When I go on LinkedIn and I see new creators copying people's style, I can immediately tell. Even especially when it's my own format, I can tell. And during my sessions with my mentees, I am very honest. When I go through their posts, I can tell some of them that, hey, madam, I don't mind being harsh because once you are my mentee, I feel like it is my responsibility to make sure you are doing the right thing. I don't mind telling them, madam, stop copying. One of my own mentee was copying my Monday post, and I told her to stop. Sorry, I asked her to stop and then find something else to post on Mondays. Think outside the box. You don't have to come and post because Edna Frimpong is posting this every Monday, so you want to do some. Or on Sundays, you see Edna Frimpong posting is a Bible verse and all. So you want to think outside the box and do something so that even if someone copies you, we all know that this was Abednego's initiative, this was Edna's initiative, this was Angela's initiative. So they can copy as much as they want, but we all know who it belongs to. But I don't want you people to be part of the copycats. Just think outside the box and you would have something to come up with, okay? Now we are going to talk about commitment to lifelong learning. It is very, very important. You can never, when I was a kid, I didn't understand why my aunties who were in their 40s were still schooling. I mean, having masters, doing their PhD. Because I thought that, oh, once I'm done with university, I mean, first degree, if I want to have a master, fine. But I didn't see why they were still schooling until I got there. Now I have two masters. I'm sure maybe one of my nephews or nieces would also be asking themselves, why is auntie still going to school at this age? But when they get there, they will understand. That is because now I am committed to lifelong learning and I understand that I can never know it all. Even though I have two masters, you can ask me a question in a certain field and I would have no idea. So you have to continuously seek knowledge. Stay curious. Ask questions. One thing I love about Edna Frimpong is where she has gotten to. She's still always curious. I'll be there. She come and ask me a question. Angela the same. They are always asking me questions. Mabel is a LinkedIn coach. She's also into branding, but she'll come and be asking me questions because what? They want to understand certain things. They want to learn more. They seek advice. And it's just beautiful. You don't have to feel like you've made it in life. So, no, we are all still learning. Myself, I ask people questions a lot. And I love to learn. I have that great to learn. Once I start speaking to you, trust me, I'm learning something from you. It could be a new word, a new phrase, an idiomatic expression, anything. I am learning something from you. That is because I have adopted a growth mindset, and you also need to do that. I know most of us on this call have a fixed mindset because most young people think like that. Oh, maybe me square, no, I don't know. And yeah, no, I don't know. There are a lot of things that you have to learn. Someone will say, undergrad grammar, I hope everyone here understands Shido. I don't have a job yet. Why should I go and do a master's? Do not limit yourself, because one thing I'll tell you that immediately I finished my first degree was when I had my first master's. And because I have a master's degree, when I went for my interview and I passed, of course, I was employed as a senior staff. So yes, don't listen to the person who will tell you that first degree crown fair need masters. I have a master's, so I skipped at the junior staff level, and then I was just employed with my master's degree. So I did not even work with my undergrad certificate. When you know what you are looking for in life, you do not listen to what people are saying. You focus on your own journey. Only know what you are seeing. God has embedded it in you. No one can see mine. Even if I had a twin sister, she still cannot like have the same. Maybe we would have similar visions, but she cannot tell. She doesn't know what I'm thinking. Oh, so you need to adopt a growth mindset. Okay, it is a stepping stone to success. Once you have the mindset, the positive mindset, the growth oriented mindset, trust me. So, and I'll recommend some books. I'll send a link to Abednego. Have a site that you can download
Oh,
any book for free. Can you hear me?
yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
So I have this.
Miss Marian,
Yes.
yes, please. I think I've been following very well and I've learned a lot so far. But I wish we could give you all the time to speak. But I think other speakers too want to set in and then deliver what they have for us because they have to attend to other meetings as well. So I'll give you extra 2 minutes to wrap up. And then we'll also wait for the link to read the books because I can't wait to read those books too. Thank you very much.
Oh,
I think our audience are also enjoying your talk so much, just like I am.
well, to be very honest, in 2 minutes, I don't think it'll work for me. So let me just look for. Okay, so let me speak about the element of having a strong personal brand because that's very important. You need to be authentic. I have spoken about authenticity. I won't go deep into it, but authenticity is basically you staying true to who you are as a person. Don't come and fake anything. Be yourself, and we are going to love you for that. Another point is have a value proposition. What do you want to be known for? What do you stand for? And what do you have to offer? You don't just come and be posting anything because people are also posting. You need to know what you want to stand for. Visibility is important because I mentioned that you can be the best of the best, but if you are not visible, nobody knows you. You will stay in your bedroom with your intelligence and your smartness when people you are smarter than are out there doing the most because they are just visible. So people are seeing them, people are noticing them. The second point is building your online presence. So LinkedIn, other social platforms. I always tell people that LinkedIn is good, but depending on what you want to do, maybe LinkedIn may not work for you. I mean, if you're a content creator who always wants to be posting videos and all of that, go and build your brand on TikTok. You can have a LinkedIn page where you share a few insights, but go to TikTok. That's where you will blow. I have a slide on, I think, personal brand communication and an analysis on the various social media platforms. I'll share that as well with him so he can share with you since I don't have much time. Offline branding is also very important. So when we talk about personal branding, it doesn't end on social media. Your personal appearance, your communication skills, and your etiquette, very, very important. I cannot have this highly like professional perception about you, or I think highly of you because of what I've seen on social media, and I meet you in person, I realize that who needs to buy? You do not respect time. Like there's nothing professional about you in person. But then on social media, you make us believe that this is actually who you are. So the way as you are building a personal brand online, you should make sure that it's reflecting everything you do in person. When we meet you in person, we should be able to tell that, oh, okay, this lady actually stands for what she preaches. You can't be preaching women empowerment on social media, and when we meet you in person, even certain comments that you make will let us know that this person is just preaching women empowerment, but she is not someone who is passionate about it. Please give me an extra 1 minute. Let me talk about this. It's really, really important. The actionable steps for development. You need to set goals. And when I talk about goal setting, I don't mean just go and write in your diary, I want to have a master's degree. Make sure your goals are smart. Go on the internet and check how to set smart goals. It's really, really important. If your goal is not smart, you can never hold yourself accountable. You may not even achieve that goal. The second one is to have an audit on yourself. You always do brand audits for companies. You always do SWOT analysis for whatever it is that you are or wherever you are working for. But have you ever conducted a SWOT analysis on yourself as an individual? Assessing your strengths, your weaknesses, the opportunities, and your strengths. No, most of you have never done this.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miss Mariam, for the incredible insights. I am really sorry, and I am also inspired by your words. However, we would want you to wrap up this one in the next 2 seconds, please, so we can have enough time for the next speaker. And then I guess you also have another program scheduled, so we would want to take your questions as well. Yes. So kindly wrap up in the next 2 seconds. We take the questions, you answer, and then we move on. Thank you.
Yes, so I was actually wrapping up on the actionable steps. I have mentioned goal setting. I have mentioned conducting a personal SWOT analysis. The final point is your daily habits. Your daily habits lead to your growth. If you wake up every day and you decide to read 7 pages of a book, that is progress. If you wake up every day, you decide to work out. Maybe you are someone who really loves having or looking fit. So you wake up every day, you work out. That is a step to growth. So you have to make sure you are learning all the time. You are consistent in anything that you are doing, and you are intentional about your personal brand and development. If you read that book, we have 7 days in a week. Today you read 7 pages. Now I call that. You will not read again next month. You come and read the next 7 pages. My dear, it's better you don't even read. Try and adapt the habit of being consistent, knowing that every day you have to do this. It becomes, with time, it becomes part of you. It becomes like your daily routine. So you know that I must, even no matter how busy I am, I will still find time to read my 7 pages. So thank you so much. I mean, I don't have much time. So I'll share a lot of documents with Abednego to share with you guys.
Okay. Thank you so much, Miss Mariam, for the inspiring presentation. And I think I already posted in the chat box that you should post your questions you have for Miss Mariam. If there's anything you would want to ask, if there's anything you would want her to come clear on again, kindly send them to the chat box. And then your reviews as well. I'll be reading them loud and we move on to the next speaker. Thank you so much. I'll be waiting for your questions. So Danielson is saying, good advice, madam. Thank you so much. And Mumuni Ilyasu really enjoyed the presentation. Thank you so much. I'm so happy you did, and I hope you keep sharing. It's not too late for you to share, so kindly tap on the link there, copy it, go to your WhatsApp story, your Instagram, your LinkedIn, just like she has just advised us. Share the link and let's continue. If there are no questions, then we should quickly move to our second speaker. Hello, can you hear me, please? Hello?
Yes, you allow them.
Okay, okay. So please, if you have any questions, we do not have much time on our side. Kindly let's have your questions in there, and I'll read them to Miss Mariam. She's going to answer everything for us. Thank you so much. Okay, I want to believe we do not have any questions, or you want to pile up all of your questions for after the session. Okay, thank you so much, Miss Mariam. This was so insightful. A quick question, please. Does this lifelong growth phase have to be done in private, or we can do it publicly? Miss Mariam, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, quickly, let's answer their questions. Aaron Oforidonko is asking if the lifelong growth phase have to be done in private, or we can do it publicly.
I am a bit confused with the question.
Okay. I
Publicly,
think
as
I
in,
read directly too. So Aaron, can you come clear on your question again? And then we'll quickly move on to the next one. If he comes again, I'll read it to you. Can someone build a brand he or she is not sure about? Because there are people who are not sure about their niche. That's from Emmanuel Aboga.
yes. So there are lots of people who are actually not sure about their niche. And this is why you need a coach, you need a mentor. Because anytime I have my trainings with the ladies, most of them, after reading their SWOT analysis, what I get is that they do a lot of things. Some of them are confused and they do not know what they want to stand for. But when you have someone who has walked through the path to speak to you and guide you, you would identify it because, hey, I told you earlier, I work at Stratch, which has to do with human rights, anti-corruption, admin justice, but you have never seen me post about those things on my social media. It is because I know what I want to stand for. I know what I'm passionate about, which is women empowerment. So I started with that because this is one thing I love. Even if I'm sleeping and they wake me up to have a presentation or to empower young ladies, I will gladly do it, even if I am tired. So I am passionate
Okay.
about it, and it's really important. Now,
Okay, thank you very much.
branding.
I hope Emmanuel, your question has come again with your question, and then we'll read about it, Miss Marianne, for them to be answered. Quickly, let's move on to our second speaker, Mr. Shadrach Ehurun. Mr. Shadrach Ehurun is a seasoned financial management professional with a solid background in commercial and personal banking for 11 years. Currently, he serves as a relationship officer at Bank Limited in Tapa, managing growing the bank's in commercial customers, business and technology management, finance and investment from the University of Mines and Technology, Ghana, and a Bachelor's of Arts in Geography and Resource Development from the University of Ghana. He also has a single subject diploma in human resource management from the Institute of Commercial Management, that's ICM UK, and various certificates in ethics, financial planning, and customer relationship management. He received multiple awards as a star performer at Fidelity and Macaulay, serving as evidence to his dedication to his profession. So Mr. Ehurun would take us through his presentation for the next 30 minutes. I think Ms. Marianne already took it into his time, so we'll give him some few extra minutes to deliver. Mr. Shadrach, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, madam, I can hear you. Can you hear me too?
Okay, we are very sorry we took some part of your time, but I think we'll credit it back to you. Thank you so much. So kindly take the floor.
All right. Thank you very much, Madam Angie. And thank you to, I'm very grateful for Mariam's presentation. And also thanks, I thank Negos Hub for this opportunity. Let me zoom in since we are having a campaign called Start Right campaign, okay? And it's very good. We are starting right 2025. And for us to start right, we need to start right with our finances. So this evening, I'm going to take you through a few bullets I've gathered to help us start right during our financial planning. So quickly, I'll share my screen and let me know if you see my screen. Hello, can you see my screen?
No, please. No.
Not yet, please.
Okay. Please, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it now.
Okay, so, all right. I hope it's okay now. Can see it.
Yes, please. We
All right,
can
thank
see
you
it.
very much. So as the campaign reads, we are starting right for this year, 2025. And I will take you through financial planning for us to start right. And I have a popular verse in the Bible, Proverbs 21, verse 20, and I usually quote during my presentations. It says, wise people live in wealth and luxury, but stupid people spend their money as fast as they get. And it's my prayer that this year we won't spend our money as fast as we get them. We'll be wise enough to save and also gather some wealth for ourselves. Okay. All right. So quickly, I will zoom into 5 financial habits to help us start right this year. And I think in the last presentation we had last year presentation, I made mention of some few steps. So I'm building on those steps. Okay. So if you are new on this platform, kindly contact the team to get you the recorded version for you to listen. So yeah, I'm building on it, on the steps that we went through last year. So this year I'm looking at financial planning, and here this evening we are going to discuss about the habit for us to start right. First of all, the one habit is to have a plan. And when I say a plan, every aspect of our life needs a plan or planning. And if you want your finances to grow, or if you want to be successful, you need to plan. And here we are looking at planning for, or we are looking at financial planning. Okay. So first of all, I know we all have a plan. We had a resolution beginning of this year that I want my finances to grow, and I believe we all have a plan. So the number one habit is regularly review the plan and update your financial plan. It's very critical. Having a plan for your money is the best financial decision. However, just creating a plan is not enough, but to make sure you review that plan or update those plans regularly. And the reason why we review or update our financial plan is based on 2 reasons, or based on 2 concepts. Number one is to monitor our spending habit. And number 2 is whenever there is a significant life event in our life, we need to update and review our plans. Spending habits is something that is worrying the youth nowadays. About 80% of us spend based on emotions, forgetting about the logical aspect of it. Let me give you a practical example. When you don't have money on you, we can think logically. Charlie, when I get money, I have to invest this amount of money. I need to save this. I need to buy this. I need to buy. But immediately the money comes, emotions will set in. You start buying what I termed nice to have list or nice to have items. After the money is 10% short or 10% getting to finished, there that you realize, hey, I have a logical need. I was supposed to buy this. I was supposed to buy this, blah, blah, blah. So having a plan or financial plan will guide you in your spending. And for me to go a little bit deep, for you to reduce that spending habit, I've laid down some 2 or 3 points that will help you reduce that spending habit in order for you to plan and plan very well on your finances. Number 1, I know most of us, we are working and others also are students. But irrespective of you working or you being a student, you can still reduce your spending. And the number 1 bullet is for you to delay the usage of money. You are delaying the usage of money. When I say usage of money, you delaying doesn't mean when you get the money, don't spend, don't even pay your bills, don't buy your groceries. No, 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 no. I have a term called the must-have list and the nice-to-have list. So if you get money, try your best to finance or to commit to the must-have list. That includes your utilities, your groceries, your other things that you need. After that, you delay the rest in your account. So let me use myself as an example. When I get paid, first week, I try to settle all my must-have list, my utilities, my groceries. If I need to subscribe or renew my DS, I'll do that everything the week. And I'll give myself another week. I'll intentionally delay the spending so that when I'm there lonely, the logical thinking that I thought first will come in, then I will strategize and put those monies in the various categories, on the various investment streams. Then I will save the rest. Another way to reduce your spending is to be critical about those you hang around. It's very key because, as I said, 80% of us, we spend emotionally. And assuming you have 5 friends and they are all spending emotionally, trust me, you won't even save anything at the end of the day. Because one local, Charlie, I see some iPhone 20. I'm using this month's pay to go and buy it. Imagine, he's having a phone, but he wants iPhone 20. Or if he has even budgeted for it, but for you, it's not even budgeted, and you are following this friend. So imagine what will happen to your finances. They'll be already car, and it's not good for us to start 2025 with that. And lastly, as I said, you need to have the must-have list and the nice-to-have list. So the nice-to-have list are the things we want. We don't need them, but we want it, okay, to show off. So you need to have those lists down to enable you to reduce your spending. And as I said, the number 2 reason for us to review our financial plan is whenever there is a significant life event. So assuming you've purchased a new car, you need to go back to the drawing board and review and update your financial plan. Because bear me out. When you buy a car, your expense will go up. You have to buy fuel, you have to do maintenance, and you have to put money aside for uncertainty, because bear in mind that the car is a machine. It can spoil at any time. So you need to update your financial plan. So you need to double your savings to keep some there for the car. And if you are getting married, since you are not married, you are in a single room, immediately you get married, you move to a chamber and hall. And these are costs that are awaiting us. that are awaiting us. So you have to go back again to your financial plan or your plan or the drawing board to adjust. Other than that, you'll be in debt and you can regularly check your plan at least once a month. And to help you do this, Excel has a template with that, and I'm using that. It has a budget there. You just input, you change the currency figures, you input everything there, and it will clearly show you your spending, your income, your expenses, everything. And it will help you track. So from here, you can use or can try the Excel template named budget, like is there as budget. You can try it, then you move from there. And for you to update, it's at least 3 to 6 months. So every 6 months or 3 months, you go there and update. Every 3 months, 6 months, you go there and update. The second financial habit to start right this year is setting meaningful financial goals. And my previous speaker talked about it. So setting goals is everywhere. In our academic, in our work, in our finances, we need to set a goal. And here we are looking at meaningful goals. Some goals are not meaningful. That's will be here now. Okay, so we need to set meaningful goal. And Miss Mariam said, we need to set a SMART goal. And the SMART is an acronym, SMART. So it should be specific. Your goal should be specific that, okay, this year, I want to achieve or I want to accumulate 10,000 in my account. I want to accumulate 20,000 in my account. It's specific. You don't have to set goals at the end of the day. Hey, Charlie, I can't meet it too. Charlie, you're having a mind change. Today 20,000, tomorrow 10,000. No. It should be specific. If you want 10,000, okay, this year I want to accumulate 10,000 in my account. The M stands for measurable. The goal should be measurable. You need to measure it for you to track it. How can you measure a goal? By putting down strategies for you to help you measure that goal. So fine, I've given myself a target or a specific goal that I want to achieve, maybe 20,000 a year, 30,000 a year. What are the strategies? Okay, the strategy, I need to reduce my spending. I need to increase my income or revenue. I need to double or find ways to get another stream of what income coming in for me to get that target I've set for myself for 2025. So it's measurable. The A stands for attainable or achievable. You need to set goals that are attainable and achievable. Okay? Some goals, usually I tell my friends that never stretch yourself when you want to invest or save. Other than that, your savings will go into the dust. Stretching yourself will give you a situation whereby you're putting yourself in a tight corner. And when the emergencies come, trust me, you go into the savings or you go into the investment to take some. So when you want to save or you want to set financial goal, don't stretch yourself. Fine, don't tell me, fine, I'm a national service personnel and this year I want to achieve 100,000. It's not possible. And it can't be possible. Don't stretch yourself when you want to attain a goal. The R stands for relevant. Is the goal relevant? You need to ask the question. And the T stands for the time bound. It should be time bound. So for example, I want to achieve 20,000 in a year. So 20,000 a year, I'll divide it by 12. So what I get is monthly savings. will I be able to get it? So every month I should be able to get this. So it's a time bound. Or every quarter I should be able to get this. Or every biannual I should be able to get this amount in my account. It's very, very necessary. All right. Let's move to the third financial habit. The third is create a budget to guide your spending. Create a budget to guide your spending. You should always know how much money is coming in and is going out of your account each month. Have a budget. And I always say a budget consists of the income and the expenditure. So if the item is not in your budget, don't spend on that particular item. You can wait and maybe the following month you add it to your budget. It's very, 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 very key. Because if you don't create a budget for yourself, you may be spending more than you make. At the end of the month, don't know the car. Because if something comes, you buy. If you see something, you buy. If you see someone wearing a shoe, you buy. And this particular goes to my dear young queens over here. And at the end of the month, you see that they've even spent more than what they earned. Don't know or there. And it's very bad. So this year, we are starting right. And I think January is the right time for us to start right. I know most of us, we've had our resolution, but if this is not part of your resolution, kindly go back and put it there. Create a budget. Compulsory, create a budget. And you know, everyone here knows that, okay, this month I'm being paid 10,000 or I get 200. So out of the 1,000, I've serviced my must-have list. I've saved my 20%. I've invested my 30. So what is left there is for you. That one you can spend on the nice to have list, as I earlier talked about it. You can do that. So please, for us to start right this year, let's try our best to create a budget to guide our spending. Number 4, find passive income to improve your income. And I say, if you want to build wealth, you have to find ways to make more monthly with your passive income. Passive income is essentially money you make or acquire with little to no labor to end. This income, for example, you can invest in securities. When I talk about securities, I mean treasury bills. You can invest in it. If you have 1,000, if you have 20,000, if you have 10,000, you can invest and sit there every 3 months. You are being paid your interest. So it's another source of income for you as a passive income. You can do that. You can also get a side business. Our ladies on this platform can get a side business. And I know you sell boxers, singlets, perfumes and stuff. It will give you another source of income for you. And for you to have or start a passive income, first of all, you need to be creative, as I said. And I think Miss Mariam even mentioned about creativity. You should be creative enough to have a passive income. You don't need to invest huge sums of money in a business. Just small one. You start from small business, then you move, it will grow. For example, if you have a car, or if I have a car, and some of my friends in Accra, they do that. Weekends, they will turn to Uber drivers to get another source of income. So Saturday, Sunday, they use their private cars as Uber. They get some money at the end of the 2 days. Okay, so it's a passive income for them. And again, you can also do a peer-to-peer lending. So you have friends at workplace. Some of actually, I need 1,000. Okay, 1,000 I'll give, but you pay 20 cedis on it, or you pay 30 cedis on it. The 30 cedis is your passive income. It's free. One break. You have your money, you give it out. Then they pay interest on it. Please, are you following? Hello?
Yes, please. We are here. I think we even have some questions in the chat box, but then we will attend to them at the end of your talk.
Okay, I hear. And another example of a passive income, you can start a YouTube channel. You can start that as a young king. You can start the YouTube channel to fetch you some money. Okay. And secondly, you should be content with the gains you get from this passive income. Remember, when you start from somewhere and to get you to somewhere. A little drop of water makes what? A mighty ocean. Remember, when so you start small at the side hustle. And trust me, at the end of 2025, you'll be successful. In fact, your finances will move from grass to grace. All right. So number 5, build an emergency fund. This bullet is dear to my heart. And if for anything at all, if you forget anything I've talked about this evening, don't forget emergency fund. About 90% of us don't even have emergency fund there. Right now, if something happens and they say the amount is 20, 30,000, this is bank. And it's very bad. So as a young king, as a young queen, build an emergency fund. And I say emergency fund is a critical savings net to ensure you don't dip into other funds. So imagine you have your savings, imagine you have your investment, and there is an emergency. You dip into your savings, you dip into your investment, you take, which is, to me, it's not good enough as someone who wants to save or be successful financially. You need to get an emergency fund. The chances of accumulating debt is very high if you don't have a set aside fund as emergency fund. And I know majority of us here are employees, and I think we have small number of employers. For employees, our insurance is our emergency fund. And let me tell you what my mentor told me when I'm starting my financial career. He told me, Shadrach, in the morning when you're going to work, bear in mind that anything can happen at work. 1, you can be sacked, or when you get to work, the CEO send a mail. Due to uncertainty, the bank is closing down, so go home. So when this happens, what are you going to do? Another one is you can go to work and your boss will irritate you. Then you put in your resignation letter and come home. So in that case, what would you do? So he was referring to an emergency fund. At least you should the emergency fund should cover at least 3 to 6 months of your living expense. That's it. So if your expenditure is, let's say, 1,000, you should get at least 6,000 or 7,000 as your emergency fund. And for the employers, your emergency fund is to help, it will help you restock your shop or cater for unplanned debt. And you know, with banks, when you are an employer or if you own a business, we have something we call payables and receivables. Okay. Payables are your debt. Those that you owe them, you have to pay them. And receivables are money is yet to hit your account. And the banks, we are interested in the receivables than your payables. So when your receivables is maybe a week and your payables maybe 2 or 3 weeks, the banks will prefer that. But whereby your payables is a week and your receivables are 3 weeks, if you want any help or if you want any facility, the bank won't be not be able to help you. So if as an employer or a business owner, you should have an emergency fund sitting there for you. So in case of unplanned debt, you pay it off. And in case you have to restock your items, you can do that before you wait your receivables to come. So emergency fund is very, very critical. And I believe I talked about this particular one during our earlier presentation last year. It's very key. And you know, I had this issue with my customer. He's a miner and he's taking about 60,000 Ghana cedis. This man called me last time that he wants a loan to pay his son's school fees. So if you were me, what will you be thinking about this man? You are being paid 60,000 a month, and you know school, they go to school 3 months, after 3 months, they vacate and reopen. So assuming even you are saving 1,000 for this child, you could have even gathered some funds to pay the school fees. And here is the case, you want only 10,000 or 10,000. So for 3 months, you are being paid 63 months, 180,000. And you've called me.
Hello, Mr. Hurun.
Yes, madam.
Please, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. It's a reminder, you have some few minutes left, so
Okay, I'm
I'll
even
gently
done.
remind
I'm
you to
even
wrap
done.
up. Oh, good.
Okay. So I'm just putting down some story, then I'll end my presentation. So please,
Okay.
let's build on
Sorry, let me
immediate.
come in, please. As he's wrapping up, if you know you have any questions you would want him to answer after his session, kindly start typing them in the chat box so we would read them out immediately he's done, and we don't have to wait on your questions. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. So as I said, this year we are starting right with this financial habit. 1, regularly review and update your financial plan. 2, set meaningful financial goals. 3, we create a budget to guide our spending. 4, find a passive income to improve your already income that you have. And lastly, as I said, it's on my heart, we should build our emergency fund. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Purin. Thank you so much for your insightful presentation. Now, before we continue, I want to take the questions quickly before we miss out on some of them. So the first question is, if you don't know how to, I don't think this is a question. Let's take the questions first. Audrey Agweve is saying, can I buy treasury bills from Cowbank? And what's the least amount to invest? What other investment options exist for beginners at Cowbank?
All right, thank you very much. So Cowbank you can buy treasury bills from us, and the least amount is 1,000 Ghana cedis. And currently, the treasury bill rate is 24 for 91 days and 25 for 182 days. So when you are ready, you come around, I will take you through the calculation for investment. And we have other monthly savings whereby you are being deducted into a pool, and the pool has an interest on it. So at the end of the month, you can go in and withdraw, or maybe you can give yourself 3 or 4 months for you to go and withdraw. So we also have that product here. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Quickly to the next question. Okay, this is not even a question, but we'll come to it. Clifford Esiodubotwe is asking, between investment and savings accounts, which one is more profitable and the best choice for a student?
All right, so between investment and savings, I will encourage you to do the investment rather, because with the savings, the bank only pays 0 to 3% per annum on your savings. So imagine you have 1,000 in your savings account and someone is investing 1,000 in treasury bill. At the end of the day, the one investing in treasury bill will get more profit than you having the 1,000 sitting in your account. So as a student, I will encourage you to rather do the investment and be disciplined, because if you know your money, don't invest in treasury bill, please. So someone will come invest 3 months, 2 months, and you can shut back. I want to disinvest my Charlie some emergency. No, 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 no. That's why I said you should have emergency fund separate from your investment and savings. All right, thank you.
I hope man has spoken, so please. Okay, very educative. As a starter, what's the best business to invest into currently in Ghana? From Justice Asimini.
For business, as I said, you need to be creative. Okay, and you can start small. And you say you have huge amount of money, then you pump into a business. No, no, no. You need to start small and be very creative. So I gave some points. You can start from there. If you have the money there, you can start peer-to-peer lending, but make sure you have policies in place to check the lending. You can also start a YouTube channel. You can also maybe, if you have a car, you can start the Uber thing I talked about. You can start from somewhere, not necessarily getting a huge amount to start a big business. And you can also try partnership with people you know around that are genuine.
Okay.
You can partner them, then you move forward. All right, thank you.
Remaining questions for later, and then quickly, let me chip in this. It's time for networking. So I know in our previous sessions, we've spoken about how to build our LinkedIn profiles, how to manage our LinkedIn accounts, and all of that. If you missed out, I think our first speaker spoke about it. So kindly copy the link to your profiles, your LinkedIn profiles, and then share with us here. It's time to network. This is the time to meet new people. The first time is this is what NHub has been doing. So please quickly copy the link from your LinkedIn profile and then share with us here for us to connect. Thank you very much. We've wasted a lot of time, but I wouldn't say it's been wasted because I have learned a lot. I have enjoyed all of the sessions, especially with the one Mr. Heroin gave us. Yes, I have enjoyed it very much. I won't be doing unnecessary spending and all of that again. I have changed, and I hope you have also learned something now. Quickly, let's move to our third speaker. Our third and final speaker is someone who needs no introduction on this platform, Mr. Seth Ajeje. We've had the privilege of hosting him several times, and then each time his insights have been nothing short of inspiring. But however, for the sake of our new participants joining us today, we'll take a moment to read his profile to properly introduce him. Yes, I can see all of the links, so please tap on the links and then connect with each other. So Mr. Seth Ajojo is a highly experienced learning and development professional with 2 decades of expertise. Wow. Including 10 years in the mining industry. Mr. Seth is skilled in content development, training, and assessment. He possesses a master's degree in learning and development from the European International University, Paris. He has a certification from Society for Human Resource Management, that is SHRMCP. Mr. Seth Ajeje has an Australian Set 4 trainer and assessor. Currently, he works as a specialist content development superintendent for African Mining Services. Mr. Seth, can you hear me, please? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, my audience, can you hear me, please?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, nice. Now I want to know, is Mr. Seth with us?
Yeah, hello, Angela.
Yes,
Hello.
please.
Yeah, so he just sent me a message that he is currently engaged in something, but he will join us very soon. So let's kindly hold
Okay.
on.
Okay. So as we wait, kindly come back to the chat box. I can see a lot of LinkedIn profiles. Tap on them, connect with people, our speakers. They are willing to help us in various fields of our lives. I've been following Mr. Huri, and now I even want to follow him again, especially with finance. I've taken a lot of notes. And don't forget, before we started, I told you we would have a giveaway today. Negos Hub is having a giveaway today, and I gave the tip in the chat box how presentations were ongoing. The tip was for you to listen and listen attentively and take notes of keywords. The tip hasn't changed. I'm giving it to you again. This is a hint. Listen attentively and take notes. It's still not late. You can copy the link for today's session and then share on your Instagram story, your WhatsApp status, wherever that it is possible for you to share. Kindly share for your colleagues to join us. It is not too late. So please, if you're here with us, kindly drop your LinkedIn profile and then we can connect with each other. But while we are still waiting, let's take the questions I left out at the end of Mr. Heroin's presentation. Hold on, please. Okay, is that available at every Bank branch? The pool and treasury bills. Follow up to my previous question. You also mentioned that you are available for consulting. How can we reach you? I think the profile, sorry, the links to their profiles were posted earlier on. Can we have them again, please? The profile links to our speakers' LinkedIn so they can follow up with personal questions. Thank you very much. But before that, let's go back to, let's take a break. Let's take a break. And then you can also send in more questions as well. So the Negos Hub virtual space, this is something exciting for us all. It offers an innovative digital platform designed to host your meetings, conferences, webinars, and other virtual events seamlessly, like we've just had. This is a good experience. It doesn't happen anywhere. Mostly when you join other Zoom meetings, you realize people are talking at the background, and then you can't even use certain features. Also, you can't hold events for a certain number or a specific number of people. But with our virtual space, NHAP's virtual space, it's not like that. Whether you are planning on a professional gathering, a team brainstorming session, or even a large-scale event, then our virtual space provides you with the tools and flexibility that makes it a success. So quickly take advantage of our user-friendly interface, customizable features, and top-notch support to bring your vision to life in the digital world. For enquiries or to book our virtual space for your next events, feel free to reach out to us on the contacts on your screens, and we'll be having that very soon. Yes. Can we have that again, please? If you want a seamless event like this to happen, then you need to book our virtual space. I like the way there were no interruptions. We are able to use all of the features here. I just like it. And if you are looking forward to organizing an event like what we've just had, then you need to book our virtual space. So please contact us at support@negoshub.com, or you can also call or WhatsApp 059 374 4805. 059 374 4805. And as we started, we also engaged with some first timers, and we know most of you do not have membership with Negos Hub. So please, can we have the display? Yes, yes. For our membership registration, it is opened again. This is a new year. You missed out last year. You don't have to miss out this time. We are starting right. So kindly visit our official website, www.negoshub.com, and then you can become a member of Negos Hub. Thank you very much. Negos Hub, empowering young people for a thriving a thriving future. Okay. Do we have Mr. Seth here now? Hello.
Yes, I am right here.
Whoa, we are happy you are back. We already read your
Thank you.
profile, and so I would just let you take the space for now and go ahead. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, and apologies for the issues. Yeah, technology is quite unpredictable, so I had to jump on the phone instead of the laptop. All right, so jumping right into it, thank you guys so much for having me on this platform. I am very honored to be here. And by the look of it, the audience is very ripe with young individuals with huge potential to shape the future of Ghana or Africa. That's what the belief is. And hopefully, we would even shift the needle on the global front. So today, we are diving into how to master the art of landing your dream job. Um, Moving from the university to securing your dream job isn't a straightforward journey. It's laced with challenges, but it is possible. So anyone who's going to tell you that, hey, this is the one strategy for you to say jump into your dream job right from the university might be selling you a dream. It doesn't mean that no one can, but the statistics show that it would not be the majority that would land their dream jobs right from the university. So rather keep in mind on the fact that it is like a journey rather than just a straight shot to the target. So by the end of this talk, hopefully you would walk away with practical tips to make yourself somewhat irresistible to your employers and stay ahead of the curve or your competition, which are all the people who are trying to get the spots you are also targeting. So the first point you would have to keep in mind is to know even what your dream job is. There are a lot of young individuals who get out of the university and they just want to be employed. Say, if you're a metallurgical engineer, you just want to be a metallurgist in a company. But you should be very deliberate and clear about what your dream job is. Because if you do not know what it is, then how do you even get there? If the destination of the journey is not clear, what's the point of even moving? So the point is you cannot land your dream job if you do not know what it is. So first you'd have to assess yourself. So this is what you want to do. Okay, this is my take on it. I'm not saying this is the one size fit all, but somehow this is what has worked for me. Am I at the position where I want to be entirely or at the ultimate position? No, I'm not. Am I happy with what role I'm occupying now? Absolutely. I am very excited with the role I'm playing. I'm very much in the L&D space, working for a multinational company in the mining field. I pretty much like where I am now, but I'm targeting the C-suite, where you could be chief training officer or a person driving innovation or the human capital in companies. So first is to assess yourself. What are you passionate about? There are a lot of debates. There's a lot of debate about chasing what your passion is or chasing what is in high demand. I would say it's supposed to be a blend of both. If you are chasing what is in high demand but you are not passionate about, you will burn out halfway, because whenever it is that you are not getting the results you want, there wouldn't be any drive if it is not your passion. So it is good to have a blend of both the thing you are passionate about and if it is in high demand. So you've got to be honest with that, what you are passionate about, and then what your skills are, your strengths and skills are. So you might be passionate about football or let's say basketball, but you might be a 4-foot guy. Yeah, you are passionate about basketball, but it doesn't look like physically you do have the requirements for playing a basketball. So in the same way, if you take a look at your passion, you've got to look at your strengths, skills, and talents. Some of the shortfallings that you might have with respect to the kind of dream job you're looking for, some can be worked on. It could be a skill, it could be a qualification, and others are just that nature wasn't favorable on your part. So there you would have to be realistic on that. So you have to be brutally honest with yourself so that you can assess your strengths, skills, and talents. And then you've got to look at what kind of work environments do you thrive in. It is important to assess these things because everything is not going to be rosy all the way. The journey towards you getting to your dream job would be laced with traps, setbacks, and issues. And if you do not have these things set up, you might burn out and you might decide, you know what, let me pivot. Let me just get out of this and try something new. So it is good to be brutally honest when you are making these self-assessments. What you are passionate about, what your strengths and skills are, and what kind of work environments do you thrive in. So what you could do is to write a clear goal. For example, I want to become a mining engineer in one of Ghana's top gold mining companies, or I want to work in a global tech company like, say, MTN, Telecel. Be deliberate about this, very clear goal. Now, once you set this goal, you've got to be flexible. Okay, so the dream jobs may not even exist yet, but then because you have analyzed what these dream jobs could be, you should be able to start prepping up to meet these ones. So a typical example, and with anyone who is connected here, if you hit me up on my LinkedIn, I would be able to share with you the future of jobs. There's a report that has come out in 2025. So it is very fresh out of the oven. And it is about a 200-page report on the future of jobs. And it's a mind opener. There are certain trends that are going to happen, certain roles that will be non-existent in the next 5 years, and certain new roles that will be emerging. You would want to know these things so that you can prep up and meet them. Typically, with the ones in the universities now, you might be in level 200 by the time you're out in the next 3 years and done with national service. Certain jobs that you might think are realistic now might be obsolete. It is changing that rapidly. And so you would want to read this entire report and position yourself so that you meet the role when it is ripe. The second point I would also want us to touch on is that it is very necessary for you to be deliberate about your personal brand. I have spoken on countless platforms. Your personal brand is extremely critical. And do not think that you do not have a brand. It is either you are negligent about your brand, which people would also notice, or you are deliberate about it and then you control the narrative. No matter what it is, you are sending out a brand message out there, and it's only beneficial on your part for you to be deliberate about it. So, one, almost everyone who matters to your career should be online somewhere. So you would want to be deliberate about your online presence. Remember, someone is going to hand you the dream job, and the people who would hand you that dream job will scrutinize you before you are able to open up your mouth. A case in point here, and this is not a person who's going to hand me a role. I'll reiterate another scenario, but this happened this morning. So I found myself on a graduation ceremony. I had to give a speech and be on a panel. Now, there was a Q&A session, and there was a guy, a student, a graduate in the audience. And he wanted to ask me a question, but he started telling me the trajectory of my career. You were working here as a superintendent at AMS, you moved to McPartners, you became the manager of the training center, you moved over to Cardinal, and now you are back to AMS. And then he followed up with a question. I'm like, wow, this guy has really researched me. So if I wasn't deliberate or I was just canty online, people will not find me. Well, this person is not going to give me a job, but it tells you that people would read about you if they are considering you for something. So be very deliberate about it. Have a professional LinkedIn profile with a compelling summary. Use professional photos. And this is one thing you've also got to keep in mind if you are building your online presence. Now, all the social media platforms are somewhat connected. So you cannot be partying and pouring alcohol on a girl on Instagram thinking, oh, that's just for fun, or on TikTok, and then you come to LinkedIn and look all prim and proper. People would look beyond LinkedIn to see what you really are. So be very deliberate on all platforms. It doesn't matter whether it is TikTok, whether it is Instagram or LinkedIn. Carry the brand appropriately, because no one is just going to shield the perception they have about you on LinkedIn alone and overlook your reputation you have on TikTok. So pay keen attention to how you build your online presence. Another important part is that you've got to sell yourself. So sell your achievements, whether it is an award you won at school, whether it is at the workplace. I keep saying this. When I went to work in Cardinal, less than a year, I was able to be awarded as the most prestigious worker. I trumpet this everywhere I go because you would want to sell yourself. If you are not selling yourself, you are selling yourself short. So share your achievements. I'm not saying go there and lie, but then be able to sell whatever you've achieved right. Be accurate about it, but market yourself. Good. So that's it. Whatever project or internships you've engaged in, put it out there. Okay. No need to be ashamed about whether you did it for a week or two. Say what you gained from there and what things you contributed to. You've got to showcase your skills to your employers. And there are certain skills that are looked out for. For example, like teamwork, leadership, problem solving, digital literacy. If you have these things, showcase them. Okay, there's no need to play mediocre here because there's a huge amount of competition and you want to stick your head above the rest. And if you're not selling yourself, the next guy is selling themselves and they would get a dream job you are hoping to get. So sell yourself as much as you can. If it is annoying to others, then they are not your target audience. Those who really need you would find it to be compelling. The other point is that you've got to network effectively. Okay. Back in the day, we used to say it is it is whom you know that opens doors, but that is not true. So I keep asking people, do you know Dangote? I'm guessing everybody in this audience is going to say, yeah, I know Dangote. Who knows Kwame Despite? Is it Kwame Despite? Yeah. Or say Kwame Despite. That's right. We all know them, right? We know John Dramani Mahama. Now, the question is, do they know you? Does Despite know you? Well, if he knows you, then you are way ahead of the rest. So try and network effectively. Probably I'm mentioning very lofty names that might be a bit tough to reach for some, but you do not have to reach that far from the get-go. Reach out to mentors, reach out to people in the industry, because they might know people even beyond where you could reach. And once you've networked with such a person, you are halfway there to the people up there. And again, another case in study, I was on a panel today for a graduation ceremony, and on the panel was the general manager of Asante Gold. And well, I know this person way back. However, there were certain other people on the panel who didn't know this person. After the program, we all sat and had a chat. Now, guess what? The person who probably got there through a person like me now has access to the general manager of Ashanti Gold or the HR manager of Anglo Gold Ashanti or Boise. So do you see how network works? So be deliberate about forming your networks. Do not be shy about it. This is not a relationship question where you are going to propose to a girl. So do not get shy about this. Reach out. And after the reaching out, the most important thing is to keep the relationship warm. You can go through your phone right now and you might have a ton of contacts that you do not remember the last time you got in touch with. You know them, they might know you, you might see their statuses, but you are not keeping the relationship warm. And so if there's a chance where you could fill a role, which might be your dream job, they might not even remember there's a person like you. So create a network effectively. Be very strategic about creating the network. People in positions, you've got to be deliberate in forming these networks, and then keep the relationship warm. A simple hello, sir. It's been quite some time. I'm trying to reach out. I hope you're having a good day. Thank you. Another time, you could simply reach out and say, hey, I've got some free time on my hands. Do you need any help? These things work magic. For myself, I sit in a superintendent's role for a multinational company. I still reach out to people above me and telling them that, hey, I've got a couple of leave days. I'm free. Do you have anything you want me to just help you out with L&D, training and development? Some of them are like, oh, no, I'm okay. I'll reach out. I've kept myself fresh in their minds. Others is going to be like, yeah, I've got a couple of things. I'm trying to get this thing. Can you look into it for me? They might be very simple things I have the solutions to. I simply send it to them. I do not even charge. I'm keeping the relationship warm. And this is how come you might end up now having to pick from a list of opportunities whilst others are writing applications upon applications behind the scene and are not getting any responses. So create the networks right and keep it warm. And a way to create the network is like being on this seminar. Here, I'm like, hey, reach out to me on LinkedIn. It's open. Anyone who reaches out on LinkedIn and says, hey, I was listening to your speech and I'm trying to reach out. See, this is an easy way to connect because there might be a ton of people who are reaching out and I might not have the time to say respond or respond appropriately. These events are equal or right chances for everyone to try and network with people who might be finding themselves in rooms that you might not have the access to. Other things are like going to career fairs, workshops, seminars. You would want to take these things seriously. And many of these things are quite free. So take advantage of these ones. Many of them are online. You sit in your rooms and join. So take advantage of these ones. The data we have, let's use it constructively. Not all the time we're going to be looking at funny videos on TikTok. Let's use these ones deliberately too. So, okay. So much of the time, employers will look for people with digital footprints, write blogs, write articles, comment on people's views constructively, and you would create a digital footprint. So you've got to remember that your network is your net worth. The other point I also want to touch on is that develop in-demand skills. Forget about whatever it is that you're studying at school. School is teaching you to research. Much of the critical tools that you'll be needing to land in your dream job might not be taught in schools. However, there is nothing on this planet that you want to learn that you cannot have access to now. I keep saying that we are living in the best time in human history with regards to knowledge acquisition. Even in my lifetime, when we're young, if you needed to do a research, you have to walk or take a car to the library, search for a certain book, and you pray that library has the book. After you are sure the library has the book, you pray no one has come for the book. If someone has come for the book, you pray the person returns the book on time for you to get it. Do you know how tough it is for some of us back in the day? And this is not so long ago. This is about 10 or 20 years back. That it is difficult to get knowledge because it is in a book sitting in a certain library and someone just might have taken it away and might decide not to return it. Today, you pick your phone, you've got data, and you've got access to almost any book. On top of that availability, where Google had made it very available, we've got generative AI. Yes, there are a whole lot of hairy areas with AI where information is not that accurate, but you cannot argue with the fact that this has really breached the knowledge gap. And many of the stuff or skills we need doesn't really necessarily need a written book that has been verified. Many of them just need guides and processes. And these things are available to us for free. People would have sold kidneys for the access of information we have now. But here we are having it for free. Yet, many people will spend a ton of time watching twerks on TikTok, watching funny stories. I'm not saying do not have fun. Hey, there might be time when you want to blow off a bit of steam and watch funny stuff, but be deliberate about how you use the resource you have, because others are using it to increase their knowledge and they would have a better chance towards your dream job if you are not also competing the same way. So you've got to be very deliberate about these things. You've got to learn the in-demand skills like critical thinking. You can take a free course on these, LinkedIn Learning, Udemy, stuff like communication, delivering a speech. All these things are extremely critical because a person who has the necessary skills might not even be articulate in an interview. And the other guy would have the skill, would be able to sell himself like a pro and might end up getting the job you are dreaming of. So you've got to train yourself, and these resources are quite free. Okay, so you've got to develop a lifelong attitude of learning where you can critically think, communicate right, learn digital tools like Excel, PowerPoint, Power BI, Canva, how to even prompt engineer, how to write the right prompts into generative AI stuff like ChatGPT. These are all tools you can learn on your own, on your phone, whilst you are swaddled in your bed. Take advantage of these things, and you would find yourself above the rest.
Wow.
The next one, yes. Am I supposed to catch up, or am I breaking off?
No, you are on the right path, but you have some few minutes left.
Thank you. Thank you. So I am right towards the rounding up part. So whilst you gather all these points, it is very necessary for you to also craft a very, very good CV. Okay. You might have all the skills, you might have all the training, but the CVs are what will get you into the interview room. And that's basically the process you need to take to land your dream job. So you've got to craft your CV right. Many people think it is the most flowery CV that's going to get you the role. No, not quite. Remember that before you're even shortlisted, there's a system called the ATS, which is the applicant tracking system. There is no human behind it. It is tech that is just going to screen thousands of CVs that come. And if you craft your CV right, you will be picked. And there's a strategy of crafting your CV for every job application where the ATS will see you as a very likely candidate to win it. And once it shortlists you and you get into the interview, that is where your communication skills and other things you've learned would come into play. So to round up, sorry, are you hearing me? Okay, so let me proceed.
You went off, but you're back now.
Okay, apologies for that. So I was saying that it is necessary for you to craft a very compelling CV that is ATS friendly, and there's a strategy to it. If there's time, that's quite a broad topic to discuss. If there's time, we'll deal with that one, just crafting the winning CV for you to be the most appropriate candidate to be selected by the ATS system for many of the big companies. And once you do that, all the hard work you've done in volunteering for internship for you and networking right, and also preparing yourself will make a lot of sense. Once you prep right, you will be able to position yourself in the best areas for you to land your dream job. It is not going to be luck. It is not going to be a walk in the park. It is going to be deliberate effort with hard work, but it would always be worth it once you're able to land that dream job and progress in your career. This is quite a broad topic, which is deserving of a longer period or different sections. I would want to end here so that I can be right on time, so that I do not waste much of the audience's time. But I appreciate the fact that you've paid good attention to it, And it is to round it up, it is very possible for each and everyone to land their dream job, so long as you put in the effort and stick to the task. So thank you guys for having me, and I appreciate the fact that you've been quiet, and you've also prompted me with the time frame for me. So I want to end it right here and hand over the platform to the host. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Seth, for the thought-provoking session. I told you, we always have the best speakers. Negos Hub always brings on board the best speakers. Oh, can you please mute your microphones?
Maybe it's
Okay.
just not the right time yet for you to get married.
Okay, thank you very much. So now we'll move into 5 minutes questions and answers session. So please share your questions in the chat box, or you can raise your hand if you would want to speak directly. Thank you very much. Hello, please, could you get me? Hello.
Yes, I heard you right. I think you're asking the audience to ask questions. I heard you right. So I'll be waiting. All right.
Okay. Thank you very much. So people, we have just 5 minutes, for the questions and answer session. So please share your questions in the chat box, or if you want to speak directly too, you raise your hand in the chat box and then you can speak directly. Okay, so as we are waiting for more questions, I know you have learned something. You have learned a lot. Personally, I have a big notebook here and I've been writing since a lot of things. So I hope you did. Don't forget that we are still on our networking session. If you missed out on the time, you had to copy your profile link from your LinkedIn and then paste in the chat box for us to connect. Then kindly do it now. Quickly go to your LinkedIn profile, copy the link, and then paste it here in the chat box so we can connect and then interact. Thank you very much. Should I believe we do not have questions for any of our speakers, especially Mr. Seth? Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi. Please, can I speak?
Yes, please go ahead.
All right. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I think we are starting right in 2025, and I must say this has been the wonderful webinars that I have joined from Lagos House. You know, many people are actually silent because we are all starting right, and there are a lot of things that we have to get in place before we are able to question others. Now, our speakers have given us the advice, the things that we need to do. Each and everyone is quietly thinking about how to implement them. So I wouldn't be surprised. Almost everyone is actually silent, and it's fine. That is the experience that I have had so far. Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you too very much. That's so good to know. I am very glad that the audience are satisfied with what we have been fed with. And can we have the profile links of our speakers in the chat box so we can follow up with personal questions and then also some other inquiries we would want to make? Okay, so I believe we do not have any more questions, and we will have the profile links of the speakers very soon so you can follow up with them if you have more questions or you want to. Okay, let's take this one. Okay, sorry. From Clifford Siedubotre, what's one thing in your CV is a must be as a geological engineering student to land your dream job? I think this is directed to Mr. Seth. Mr. Seth, please, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, I heard a bit of you, but the line was glitchy. So come again with the
Okay,
question.
I'll come
Hopefully,
again.
yeah,
I'll
go
come
ahead.
again then. From
Good.
Clifford Siedu Boche, he's asking that what's one thing in your CV is a must be as a geological engineering student to land your dream job?
Okay. Thank you for that question. That question is a very difficult question to ask because every dream job is different and every stage in your career is also different. So there isn't any magic bullet where you've got to put it in where it's going to set you apart. Because if that was the case, then almost everyone is going to use it and then no one stands out. Sorry about that. So what I would rather say is that be very honest about yourself. Be honest about the work experiences. Do not overlook your internship experiences if you are very lacking with experiences. For a person like myself who spent about well over a decade in the mining industry and has about 2 decades of work experience, I would definitely not even put in internship because it's very scanty. But if you are very young and fresh out of school, you'd want to add these ones to your CVs to stack up the kind of experiences you have. Okay. The other point too is that you've got to craft your CV for every job application. People have one size fit all CVs for everything. Like, okay, there's this new opening. Let me just throw in that CV. No, because every job, even though it might be the same role title, might be advertised in a different way. Okay. So every company and what they are looking out for that same job title. So it is very important for you to look at the job description for that job being advertised, and then you craft your CV to match it. There are certain keywords in there that if they are missing in yours, you'd want to add them. I'm not saying go and lie, but I'm just saying that the way you might present your skill set because of how a job description is given for one job role might be different from the other. So if you're going to ask how you're going to stand out, this is how it's going to be. Because guess what? Those keywords in the job description for that job advert will be the same keywords if that company is using an application tracking system. So I mentioned earlier, you've got to craft your CV based on the job role that you're applying for and even the job description. So once you're able to also put these keywords in your CV for that job application, it is very easy for the applicant tracking system or the application tracking system to select your CV as one of the CVs that match the requirements of the role. Okay, so if there's one thing, your question was quite broad and almost impossible to answer because there's no magic word. But if there's a thing you want to take away from this, is that craft your CV based on the job description of the role. It might seem to be a hard work because I've already taken time to craft this CV, but if you want to stand out, put in the effort. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. From
All right.
Immaculate is asking, please, about internships. Is it a must to add your CV?
Okay, that comes back to me, right?
Yes, please.
Good. So, like I told you, it is not a must if you have a long list of experiences. Like I'm telling you, my CV, I have to really summarize a lot so that I can end up in just 3 pages. In this case, I would leave out whatever internships I have had, because where I sit now, my experience as an intern is almost irrelevant. So for me, I'll leave it out. For you being a fresh graduate or a person seeking an entry-level role where you haven't had a lot of experiences, yes, by all means, add that. Okay, so it is a must if you do not have a lot of work experience, but it is quite unimportant if you have, say, a 5-year experience in a certain role. Then you can leave the internship record out.
Okay, thank you very much. This
All
will
right.
be our last question to take. Emmanuel Aboga is asking, how do you prepare yourself for internship as an undergraduate? And does internship require CV?
Okay. So how two questions, right? Loaded question. How do you
Yes.
prepare yourself for internship? One is that the company or the institution you are going to intern in, they know you are coming in to learn. Okay. So don't beat yourself too much. Don't get all worked out because they know you are a person coming there to have an industrial attachment or to come and learn. So they know you do not know. However, if there's any means to prepare, you'd want to prep up your mind that you are going in there to learn. There might be things that you might have been taught in class that are done differently in the field. It's not up to you to go and tell the guy who just finished SHS, but is in a certain position that, hey, this is not what how it's done. Remember, you are there to learn. So learn to be humble. Learn to be a hard worker without reward, because that's what you're going to be doing. It doesn't matter if you go there as an intern and they're saying to go and buy wache, go there wholeheartedly, because your attitude is going to show through your response to work. You didn't go there to go and buy wache, but if you enthusiastically run to go and get the wache, they know this guy can follow a lead. This guy can listen to supervision or can humble himself for supervision. So those mindsets are what you need to prep yourself up with. The other part too is that try very much to keep a mindset that when you go in there, you're going to form connections. So you form connections by presenting yourself as ready to learn, ready to work. And in that case, you will be able to position yourself. Whether it requires a CV, that is going to be from company to company. Much of the time, you do not really require a CV. You just need to get a proof that you are from this institution, and that is it. If a company is requiring a CV, then that would be an outlier or not the norm. But if they require it, hey, you do not have a choice. You've got to get it done. So, by way of preparation towards it, yeah, prepare your mindset for hard work, ready to learn, ready to serve, and then try and find a mentor there whilst you are there. All right. So I would end it here.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh, let's take our last question. I've graduated in BSc Electrical and Electronics Engineering with first class and have acquired Energy Commission certification, industrial. I'm currently seeking for internship opportunities, but all the companies that I have sent my letters to aren't responding. What could be the problem, please? Mr. Seth,
Okay.
I think this is directed to you again.
This is me too. All right. I'm a hot seat now. All right. So you are not unique because there are I've sat in an HR department and I know the ton of requests that come from employment, from internship. And you are not unique. It is hard out there because there are lots of people ready to get in, but very few chances. So this is the thing. Again, there's no magic bullet. The trick might be keep trying. Because if the success rate is 10% and you are sending applications out, just 10 applications, it means you have a chance of getting one picked. In that case, scale it up. Send about 100 applications out. Maybe 10 are going to call you. However, there are other things too that companies watch out for because even though you're an intern and you're not taking a salary, there's a cost aspect to it. And many companies might not want to like factor in the cost because they might even already have interns in the company. So if this is the situation, you should ask yourself, am I willing to take say an unpaid internship? Much of the time you apply for the internship and you might be okay with an unpaid internship. However, you do not state it. And everyone is going to think, well, she's going to, or he's going to expect some salary at the end of the month or some stipend at the end of the month. No matter how meager it is still a cost factor. However, if you are explicit about it and you say, I do not want to have a paid internship, you know what, I can provide my own PPEs and I already have my boots and my clothing. if it's an industrial setting, or I can actually find my transportation and my feeding, I just want to be there, it might be much more attractive to companies, because then they'll realize, oh, okay, there's an additional pair of hands. Yes, the person would be learning, but you are not a toddler. You definitely bring to the table some resources. So you would want to craft your applications in such a way, or yeah, your applications for the internship in such a way so that it is much more juicy for the people who receive it. Else you just be put in a stack of people who want to be interns, and it's just up for luck. So that's how you might want to approach it.
Okay. Sorry. Thank you very much. I hope your question has been answered. Now, I want to thank everyone for your engaging questions, and a special thanks to all of our speakers, Ms. Mariam, Mr. Huron, and Mr. Seth, for your insightful responses to our questions as well. Now, let's take our announcements. Negos Hub's general announcements. The Negos Hub will be having its annual conference in July 2025. Anticipate. NHub members and participants who wish to order the NHub branded Lacoste should contact the NHub financial lead or make a request via info@negoshub.com. So the conference will be held in July 2025. And if you would want to join, it is a must for you to have the branded Lacoste of Negos Hub. Therefore, you would have to make a request, or if you would want to make any inquiry, then you have to contact info@negoshub.com. Now, our membership portal is also open to everyone who wishes to join our community of young people ready to make an impact. They should pick up a form at our official website, www.negoshub.com, or contact any of the NHub team members to get registered. Now, the Negos Hub Skill Training Program has officially started for the 3rd edition. We've had two sessions that was held last year, and this year we are bringing to you the 3rd edition. Therefore, if you're an individual who couldn't enroll in our program on our time last year, you should anticipate the 4th edition. Okay, so meaning the 3rd edition is already in session, and if you missed out, you should anticipate the 4th edition, which would start very soon. Also, any organization that wishes to use our Zoom space for their virtual meetings, programs, conferences, and events, design an eye-catching graphic flyer or book some of our services should send a request via admin@negoshub.com. I've been talking about our Zoom space and then its advantages over the other Zoom spaces you know. So if you would want to make a request, then you should contact admin@negoshub.com. Also, anyone who believes in our vision of empowering young people to have a thriving future and would like to sponsor or partner with the Hub to undertake activities that align with our vision, you can contact us via info@negoshub.com, or you can reach out to any of the NHub team members. I think their contact details will be left in the chat box. So if you have any questions or suggestions, you can reach out to us. The last announcement is the Shoe for the Shoeless project, which is currently ongoing. And people who didn't get the chance to support this project are encouraged to support by reaching out to Edna Frimpong. We've had the chance to host her on most of our sessions. So you can reach her on 053 916 0861. 053 916 0861. Or you can contact our founder, Abednego Huron at negoshub.com. Thank you very much. I guess we do not have any questions. For the last time, it was mentioned earlier that we were going to have a giveaway session. So let me contact the team to know how we are going to do this. I think we are giving out 20 Ghana cedis worth airtime, or is it data bundle, to whoever that deserves it. Let me bring the questions right away. If you have any question that you would want to direct to any of the speakers, we have left their LinkedIn profiles, the link to their profiles in the chat box, so you can follow up with them, connect, and then interact as well. Thank you very much. So the question now, okay, I'll take just two of our audience to share with us. Did you meet your expectations? And if you didn't, what do you suggest? What did you learn? What do you have for us? Because some people had network issues. We would want you to share. I mean, this should be very brief, please. Very, very brief. Thank you very much. But if we don't have any, then I would quickly give the vote of thanks and then we end with prayer just like we started. Do we have Miss Nanaya here with us?
Yes, please.
Okay, kindly give us the vote of thanks.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. And on behalf of Lagos Hub, I extend my deepest gratitude to everyone who makes this event a remarkable success. And first of all, I'd like to give a very big thank you to God for seeing us through this program. And also a big thank you to our inspiring speakers, Miss Mariam, Mr. Shadrach, and Mr. Seth, for sharing their profound insights and experiences. Your words have truly empowered and equipped us to start writing, build a resilient future. And a big thank you to our moderator, Ms. Angela Shen, for guiding the discussions and ensuring a seamless flow of the program. And also to the Lagos Hub team, your dedication to organizing this impactful event has not gone unnoticed. Your hard work and commitment to nurturing young minds are deeply appreciated. And finally, to our audience, thank you for showing up, engaging, and being part of this journey toward growth and resilience. Your presence is what makes such events very, very meaningful. Thank you all once again.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Nanaya, for your wonderful words of gratitude. We do appreciate. Now, let's take a moment to spotlight something very exciting. For the last time about Lagos Hub's virtual space, we offer innovative digital platform designed to host your meetings, conferences, webinars, just like we are having now, seamlessly. Whether you are planning on a professional gathering, a team brainstorming session, or even a large-scale event, our virtual space provides you with the tools and flexibility to make it a success. So take advantage of our user-friendly interface and also our customizable features and top-notch support to bring your vision to life in the digital world. For enquiries or to book a virtual space for your next event, feel free to reach out to us on the contact information on your screens. Thank you for your attention. Now, Molly Streets. Before we move on or before we end the whole program, let me take a short break to introduce to you something truly delightful, Molly Streets. Molly Street is your one-stop shop for mouth-watering pastries, snacks, and beverages crafted with love and quality ingredients. Whether you are looking for the perfect treat to brighten your day or even catering services for your events, then Molly Street has got you covered. For orders or inquiries, contact 025 620 7555. Or you can also follow us on Instagram at Molly Streets to stay updated on our latest offers. Thank you very much for your attention. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the success of today's session. We are grateful for the knowledge shared by our speakers and for the presence of everyone here. May the lessons we have learned today empower us to make a positive impact in our lives and even in the lives of others. Bless us the efforts of Lagos Hubs and all its participants. As we leave this virtual space, may your guidance and protection be with us always. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, so we'll take our final remarks. Thank you all for joining us this evening and for your active participation. As your moderator, I am truly honored to have been part of this impactful session. Remember, the journey to resilience starts with small, consistent steps, and Negos Hub is here to support you every step of your way. Once again, my name is Angela Patient, and I was honored to serve as your moderator for this impactful event. Have a wonderful evening, and let's continue to empower young minds for a brighter tomorrow. We have still not forgotten about our giveaway though. Let me find out if they have the question, and then I'll put it here. Okay. So our founder is saying we would have a giveaway on LinkedIn. So please, if you do not have a LinkedIn account, quickly create one so you can partake in the giveaway we have. I don't know when we are having this, but I'm sure it's very soon. Hopefully before the week ends, next week ends. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.
Thank you too. And I think it was a great presentation.
Okay, thank you very much.